Hey everyone and welcome back to my Call of Duty Mobile Gun Guide. Today we are covering the brand new 50GS handgun. This is an American weapon, based on a real-life Desert Eagle pistol. Let's begin with the damage. It will deal 70 damage up to 11 meters, dropping off to 55 damage after 11 meters, and finally 48 damage after 26 meters. This is very high damage, and it will usually take 2 shots to kill in the weapon's intended engagement distance. Headshots deal 50% more damage, and is worth going for. Your maximum one-shot range of headshots is 11 meters. This is shorter than J358's stopping power. Headshots will also help reduce shots to kill past 26 meters with 50% headshot accuracy. Like all other pistols, it has poor material penetration despite firing a 50 caliber cartridge. Now let's get into the base weapon stats. Contrary to public belief, the 50GS has low recoil. The kick you see is known as gun kick and is purely a visual animation. Although it will block your sights, your aim point does not change. The actual recoil pattern is really low for how much damage it deals. Hipfire performance is poor. Despite only needing 2 shots to kill, your hipfire spread is quite wide and it doesn't shoot very fast. So overall, I would advise against hipfire spray and pray unless you're desperate. Fire rate is slow at 164 rounds per minute, but this can be improved by trigger mods. Base punishment value is very high at 366 milliseconds. Once again, this can be modified by trigger mods. Mobility is standard for pistols at 102% sprinting and 48% strafing. ADS speed and sprint out speed are also standard for pistols at 183 milliseconds and 100 milliseconds respectively. Magazine capacity is 7 rounds, and reloads are quick at 1.4 seconds with reload cancel and full animation taking 2 seconds. As usual, I would recommend learning reload cancel with this weapon. Race time is quite slow at 466 milliseconds. This is not good for a pistol. What this means is that it cannot be used as an emergency backup weapon, and does not pair well with a sniper rifle as primary. The NW11 just does a better job at being an emergency backup weapon. Drop time is somewhat fast at 333 milliseconds, but this doesn't matter for a pistol. With all the basic stats covered, let's get into the time to kill. Once again, this is with the default trigger. It will kill in 366 milliseconds up to 26 meters, then dropping off to 332 milliseconds after 26 meters. This is extremely slow. Headshots will help in close and long range and grant you a competitive time to kill. Now let's get into the weapon-specific attachments. Extended Light Barrel gives 20% range boost and BSA improvements, with the penalty being 1 frame longer aim down sight time. Marksman Barrel extends the range by 35%, improves BSA, and slightly reduces recoil. As penalty, you get 2 frames added aim down sight time and 2.5% less mobility. If you're not consistent with headshots, you really don't need range extension. But if you're confident in your ability to hit headshots, you shouldn't opt for range extension. An extended light barrel is your best bet. Here are what the ranges look like with range attachments. Feel free to pause the video right here to take a closer look. There are 2 magazine mods available, the 10-round mag and the 13-round mag. The 10-round mag adds 3 bullets per mag, and as penalty, you get 0.1 seconds longer full reload, which is good because it doesn't actually affect your reload cancel time. You also get 2% less mobility. The 13-round mag adds 6 bullets per mag, and as penalty, you get 0.2 seconds longer full reload animation, 1 frame added aim down sight time, and 3% less mobility. I would say magazine extension is nice to have, and you should always opt for the 10-round mag. 13 rounds is overkill and adds unnecessary weight. You'd be long dead before you fire off all 13 shots in one single engagement. Now on to the trigger mods. Lightweight trigger boosts your fire rate up to 205 rounds per minute, with the penalty being 20% larger hipfire spread. Match grade trigger boosts your fire rate up to 181 rounds per minute, with the penalty being 6.5% larger hipfire spread. The heavy trigger improves BSA and removes recoil. Technically, it's not supposed to reduce recoil. Basically, what it does is that it slows down the fire rate enough for your aim point to fully recenter before the next shot, similar to tap firing. Anyways, it slows your fire rate down to 137 rounds per minute. This is detrimental. This is how the trigger mods impact time to kill. Of course, lightweight trigger is a no-brainer once you unlock it. It brings your tiny kill to average level, which is impressive for a pistol. Feel free to pause here if you want to take a closer look. With all the stats covered, let's get into the recommended build. We will be using extended light barrel, tack laser, lightweight trigger, extended mag A, and rubberized grip tape. If you want a suppressed build, replace rubberized grip tape with tack fuel suppressor. With this build, we get 1 frame faster aim down sight time, larger magazine, improved range, less recoil, and faster fire rate. Penalties are 0.1 second longer full reload animation, 2% less mobility, and larger hipfire spread. About akimbo, just don't. The 50GS shoots slow by default, and has large hipfire spread. A problem instantly arises here. With the slow fire rate, you probably want to boost that, which worsens your hipfire spread even more. 5% watt laser and flashguard exists, but even with hipfire stack, your hipfire spread is still very wide for a hipfire only weapon. This is not the Fennec where the base hipfire is good. The 50GS is just simply not supposed to be hipfired. So unless you have extremely bad aim and cannot use a slow firing ADS only weapon, you should always use single. As for 50GS versus J358 stopping power, is it even a fair comparison? The 50GS shoots faster, has lower recoil, larger magazine, faster reload, 1 more attachment slot, and can be suppressed. While the only advantage J358 has is longer potential one-shot range. So, unless you have 100% headshot accuracy, the 50GS is almost entirely better. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. Expect the latest sniper video. Peace.